Josh, do you like to return items to stores?
Mm, I've only returned things to Amazon, typically.
So you have.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, I was like,
yeah. I have.
okay. So do you often do this, or do you think that like this is something that you need to do?
I feel I don't typically do it.
Okay. Well, how do you think you're being tracked?
No, I don't think I'm
You're
being
being
tracked.
tracked
No, no.
I feel like you definitely are because at least on some retailers. So what we're going to talk about now is that some, I feel like most outlets are actually tracking you and are targeting problem returners. So the two in question are TJMAXX and Home Depot. Supposedly, they're tracking their problem returners and causing some issues for them.
TJMAXX. Yeah, that's weird that TJMAXX. I can understand Home Depot because maybe you are gonna use the tools and then after you're done, return them.
Yeah.
But TJMAXX is a little weird. At least to me, it's a little weird for returns to be done there.
No, I definitely think that makes sense though, because like you would go there, buy something, return it after you wear it for an event.
Oh yeah, true. You can do that.
So, I mean, the thing is that a lot of stores are now cracking down on returns because, as we both know, once you return something, it has a hard time to sell something that's been worn or used or anything.
Yeah,
So typically you have to like actually discount those items, and even those discounted items, even if it's like 100% like perfect, it'll be a hard time to resell it. And we have additional things to bring up about this, including what company these people are using or the company is using. After you consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button, we come out with interesting topics like this one daily. So consider subscribing if you want to stay up to date with interesting topics like this. So apparently it can cost up to 40% of the original retail price to put the item back on the shelf. So even if they didn't do anything with it, the fact that they have to restock it, like put it back into the system and then put it back on the shelf, in itself costs more money.
That's expensive. That's a lot.
So would you buy a refurbished or used item?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
100% if it's cheaper than the original item and if there's typically nothing wrong with it. I think that's also, I think one of the places that does like refurbished or open box that I've bought from before is Best Buy. And you typically get things at a much cheaper price than the original price.
So it's funny that you mentioned Best Buy because they used to use this loss prevention service, the retail equation, like the other ones, TJMAXX and Home Depot. So they stopped using it in 2018, but these ones apparently still do. And these actually track the behaviors of customers, specifically ones who return things. And this this causes issues because someone will try to go return something, but if they have a profile that says like they're a problematic returner, they may be like turned away or not given a refund or like told like, oh, you can't return this. It's like, oh, it's policy or whatever. But in reality, it's like they looked at your profile specifically and said like, this person, don't let them return stuff.
That's crazy. Yeah, I typically don't return too much stuff because I typically just buy like what like I want. Like if I'm in the store, it's like I typically pick it out, or if I need like some tools, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy some tools, and like, typically I'm not gonna return it. But I do know that there are certain people that do buy clothes and return them. I typically did hear about people who didn't know their sizes, so they would buy two different size shirts and then return the one that didn't fit them.
So apparently the people who are problematic returners could potentially be just banned from returning products altogether from the store. So at that point, I think you just stop going to that store because you're like, oh, I can't return anything. Like even if it's like legitimate returns,
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And most companies, I feel like, have a pretty relaxed return policy. I think the extreme case of this would be Costco with their return policy, which is like one of the most like relaxed, where people return stuff like after like using it extensively and then just returning it back. So yeah, I do think companies do give some leeway on returns.
So funny that you should mention Costco, because Costco apparently also, um,
Is tracking you?
I mean, obviously, I feel like every company that has a return policy definitely
Mm-hmm.
tracks you. So Costco apparently, according to this article, revoked someone's membership because they were returning stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
So this person tried to return a 6-year-old printer.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's
So
yeah. I mean, they used it probably for 6 years, and they were like, "I'm done with this. I'm gonna get a new printer."
yeah, supposedly she bought the store in 2020 or 2012 and then had issues and then forgot to return it. And then had her membership revoked. Supposedly it's because they told her that it is apparent from a review of your membership account that you are not happy with the products you have purchased from Costco, and we are unable to satisfy you as a member.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about that Costco could revoke your membership. But I
I
mean, it
mean,
makes sense.
it is a membership, so
It's a
like you have to.
club.
Yeah, so on Costco's website it says that Costco reserves the right to refuse membership to any applicant, and membership may be terminated at Costco's discretion and without cause. So they could just say like, no more.
They
No.
could turn off the spigot anytime.
Yeah, I mean this one seems a bit like tame, honestly, because I remember thinking about how many Christmas trees are
Yes,
returned,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
how many
Or couches.
big screen TVs after the Super Bowl that
Oh,
were
that's
returned.
true. That is true. The big screen TVs.
Yeah, some, or like anytime during after Christmas, just a lot. The line to return stuff is this enormous at Costco.
That is true. That is true. That's crazy. It's crazy that they're tracking you, but it makes sense because if you like what you're mentioning, you're a serial returner, and they don't like. Oh, in all honesty, I don't think businesses want that because it's
Yeah.
like you're essentially getting it for free for a limited period of time, and then you're not gonna actually buy anything.
So an interesting figure that I have here is that shoppers racked up more than $5 trillion worth of retail sales in U.S. last year. So that is and then 14.5% of those sales were returned, which equates to a $743 billion like return amount. So that's a lot of items.
That's a lot of returns. Yeah.
So I could see why they're trying to track it, because like if you can avoid getting people to return the items as keep them, then it helps out. So the last thing we talk about is the fact that a lot of times these retailers will just let people keep the items.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens a lot of times when it comes to like online retailers. Like if you buy something from like a smaller shop, I used to, when I bought like some supplements, and then they like pre-workout, and they sent me the wrong one. They said, "Oh, sorry about that. You can keep those ones, and we'll send you new ones."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you don't want them back? I mean, I'll send them back, but it's more expensive for them to have
to receive it back. Yeah.
yeah, to like go get the pay for shipping, and then they have to restock it, which is the 40% cost to restock it. So it's like, at that point they might as well just let you keep it and keep you happy and then give you something else.
It's interesting because like, Amazon has those
Return lockers.
return lockers, or I was going to say Kohl's. You could go to Kohl's and they have a return station there. So you could always do that.
Yeah.
But yes, it is very expensive, and sometimes it's not worth the cost of the item to have it shipped back.
So the very last thing that I will say is that, so at least for Amazon, they have these lots, these like basically this pallets full of Amazon returns, and a lot of times those things get wholesaled out.
Oh,
so,
yes.
So it's like random stuff on this return thing, and because they don't want to have to put it back through the system, and they would rather just have it like sold at
a deep discount
at bulk,
Oh,
basically. So I mean, a lot of people make a lot of money off that too.
Yeah, they
depending on
resell
what
it.
it is.
They
resell
resell
it.
the wholesale price.
Because a lot of times it's unopened stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about this whole tracking you, potentially banning you from returning stuff? Because I feel like as soon as they ban you from, or like they reject you or return, they lost a customer forever.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it's definitely give and take. But I guess in their eyes, if they lose a customer that's always returning stuff, that's that's in the end saving them money.
Yeah, that
So,
is.
yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.